Greetings, YouTube. Happy Monday. We have a couple things to discuss in today's contest. We'll get to the Dungeon 1 in a different video because I am not a fan of it at all. But let's talk about something that makes more sense than the dungeon changes, and that is a combination of red envelopes when buying units and also this App Store exclusive Apple thing, which finally we've got something I think that's so average that Android users can't be envious of it. It has nothing to do with the mastery scores like we've seen in the past. But when it comes to the red envelopes, we have, I think it's, 3 different unit levels all the way up to Tony Stark's briefcase to get bonus items. And if I was you and I was looking at these, I would think to myself, well, the things I care about most are the greater red envelopes because those actually have 5-star shards. And for several people considering this, you are trying your best to get as many 5-star shards together for when the blade crystals come back around very soon. So I get that. And the nice thing about these, it's hard to give a bad grade to something that's a bonus item and you get the units instead, because normally when unit store offers are in the contest, you will see that they replace the units that you would normally get. Thus, you have to ask yourself, what is the trade-off between not having the unit value and replacing it with the bonus item, or more realistically, the bonus rewards package? So, in this case, I think greater red envelopes, realistically, I don't think I'd pay more than a couple hundred units for one. Ideally, I'd probably pay 100 units for it. So, you get these regular red envelopes, I'd pay not more than, 20 units for one. So let's just call that 140 units worth of bonus items, which, hey, it's only 140 units, actually 135 for it. So you kind of get double the value in terms of items. The 275 really jumps up big time. To go from 1 to 2, well, I say that. Oh, man, that 3 hours of sleep is really hitting me hard. I say it, really, they just doubled it. It doesn't jump up big time. I clearly am, I'm clearly wrong. Now, the 3 times the price, this one doesn't jump up as much as it should. There we go. That's actually correct math analysis, because for 3 times the price, you should be getting 6 greater red envelopes, and you would be hoping for at least 12 red envelopes, but they give you 5 greater red envelopes and 10 red envelopes. Now, I'm hoping that you're pretty much guaranteed, even though it's only 15% drop rate, at least about 1,000 5-star Hero Crystal Shards as a bonus for these. Of course, some people may buy them and they'll get more than that. And then some people may buy that and just get Tier 4 Class Catalyst Fragment Crystals or Premium Disappointment Shards or, gold or ISO. ISO would certainly be the worst, at least for me, out of these. So, if you really need units and you were going to buy them anyway, it makes perfect sense. We have seen far better bonus items for unit deals. So I'm going to give this like a C+ to maybe B- grade. I can't give it lower than a C because it's a bonus item. It's not like it's going to cost you a penny more to get this with your normal unit purchase. But at the same time, normal unit purchases are pretty much a ripoff unless you're really desperate to clear some form of content that you have no potions or revives for. And then there's this very random $5 Lantern Celebration card that we might as well review real quick. I will say this. I would be super pumped about this thing if it was 7 fully formed energy refills. If it wasn't just these 5 energy per pass small energy refills, which you actually got when you're at level 60 up to 70 energy per refill. That would be helpful to get one of those per day. And if they did that, I don't even think the 3-star Crystal and the 3-star Awakening Gem matters. But this is clearly designed for people who don't have 3 stars and who desperately are trying to awaken their 3 stars, which is pretty hard to do now given how many champs from the 3-star Crystal. This thing is just like a C-. It's just average at best, probably a little bit below average for $5. I think if you really wanted people to have a chance to be excited about this, turn this into the ultimate Lunar New Year Crystal and at least give them a 20% drop rate chance for a 4-star. Then if you charge $5, 20% of the people paying for this are going to get a 4-star for $5, and on top of that, they're going to get some small energy refills and a 3-star generic Awakening gem. That's a solid deal for $5. I would give that at least a B, but this is like a generous C minus. And then the rest are, C's to C pluses. Obviously, if you get the Tony Stark's briefcase and you break the RNG and you get 3,000 or 4,000 5-star shards from the 5 greater red envelopes as a bonus for your 850 units, well, then that's probably at least a B plus, maybe even a low A value. But most people are just going to get gold and ISO, so it's not that you can complain about it because you're still getting the units, but it's not anything game changing. I'm not going to be sending people to say, hey, you better buy units now, you're going to miss out. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's certainly more exciting than the dungeon changes, which make me cringe because dungeons are a huge amount of work for so many people to convince themselves to do already, and now with these bogus refresh timers, it's going to make the new Alliance War placement timer look like a good idea, and that is really saying something. Have a good Monday, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and as always, thank you for supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel. I'll keep you updated. So far, it is past noon Central Standard Time, and even though my live stream strike is set to expire today, I have not been granted my live streaming privileges back, so maybe they won't do that until tomorrow, which will really suck, but I'll keep you updated. I'm still in YouTube jail. It's not a fun place to be, just saying.